Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Gladiator 2, a devastating Golgari deck that takes the fight to the opponent. We're loaded with removals to combat the popular strategies we'll encounter in the current standard. The aim is to level our men at instant speed even and snuff out life totals with devastating hits. Let's get in there. We're playing 3 copies of Smuggler's Surprise, the card that will let us drop in a pair of men at instant speed for only 6 mana. While the Surprise does have another 2 modes, the one we're looking to use is the 2-man Surprise. If we're struggling for lands or men, we can self-mill 4 cards and pull a pair of men or lands out of the cards we milled away. The 3rd mode gives our men with power 4 or more hexproof and indestructible. It's a great way to dodge removals or a sweeper that only destroys. Feed the Cycle is the first of our removals. We can hit any enemy or planeswalker for 3 mana or 2 mana if we forage. The flexibility to snipe enemy men or even planeswalkers gives this the edge over other removals. While planeswalkers are not as common as they once were, it's still better to be prepared. Cathartic Parting gives us the ability to deal with opposing artifacts or enchantments while giving us the option to shuffle any cards from our grave back into our library. While the parting doesn't destroy, it will eliminate their permanent from the board, and that's all we're looking for. Mosswood Dreadknight is a card draw spell attached to a 3/2 body with trample. The Undying Knight comes back on its own when killed off and draws us another card in the process. Drawing a card does cost us a point of life, but we have a way to regain any life we lose. Overkill is another removal. This one will hit only enemy men, but we can snipe any enemy with toughness less than 1000. There's not many men in the current standard that can survive an Overkill, and that's precisely why we're playing it over other cards. Ruinous Waterbending is a sweeper for small men. We're looking to clear out Badger Mole Cubs, Grands, and tokens before they do too much damage. With this, we have the option to waterbend 4 when we fire it off, and if we do, we'll gain a life for every man that dies. Usually, 3 mana will be sufficient to get the effect we're looking for. Ancient Cornucopia is a ramp artifact that gives us a bit of life gain and color fixing. Every card we play out with a Horn of Plenty in play will get us a life. We want to get to 6 mana as quickly as possible, and this will go a long way to getting us there. The Dark Knight is a powerful card that has its own way of coming back if it's killed off. If it dies, it turns into a land that we can turn back into the Dark Knight if any player has 1 or less cards in hand. It costs 3 mana as part of the land's activation cost, but the Dark Knight will return. With flying and lifelink, the Dark Knight is able to get in for hits much easier than most, and will gain us life in the process. When he swings in, he forces a discard from the opponent, and if they can't toss a card, we draw a card. And if the opponent tosses a land, we get a 1/1 bat token with flying. Either way, a price must be paid. The green Overlord is a bit of ramp that comes with a significantly sized body. For 3 mana, we can play it out with Impending, but we'll get the benefit of the token land it generates. While there are other men that can ramp, the others don't come with a 6/5 body that can deliver some powerful hits. The damages from this Overlord can't be ignored for long. The Black Virtue is a fantastic card that works as removal for small men early. And once we play it out for its full price, we'll get men back from any grave. This gives us a strong endgame even when the opponent is able to deal with all our men. We can use their men against them and keep bringing ours back, turn after turn. Valgavoth, aka Lord Voldemort, is our big gun. While he does cost 9 mana, we aim to use a Smuggler's Surprise to get him in play for only 6 mana and at instant speed. We can bring him down and use him as a blocker, then turn around and swing in on our turn. With his size and lifelink ability, we're never truly out of a fight. His ability to steal cards gives us a huge advantage that can often swing a game in our favor. The ward ability is tough to get past as that can wreck an opponent's board just to deal with Voldemort. For lands, we're playing 4 Fabled Passage, the special land that can fetch out any basic from our deck. 4 Wastewood Verge, the forest that becomes a duel when we have a forest or swamp in play. 3 Underground Mortuary, the Golgari Surveil land. 3 Restless Cottage, the Golgari Manland. 5 Forest, and 5 Swamp. Playing the deck is fairly simple as the aim is to keep enemy men to a minimum while we build up mana for our Smuggler's Surprise. Finding men to drop in with it is also critical. Draw cards with the Dreadknight as often as possible. We don't have much card draw, so every card we get could matter. Surprise the opponent whenever possible with a Smuggler's Surprise and a pair of our men, especially if we have a Voldemort. But don't be afraid to play men out if we need blockers. The damages can come fast and hard when we hit a good sequence of plays, so get in there when we can. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is I Touch Cats. Pervert. I hope he's lying. We're kicking things off with a mono green shuffler special. All we need is a basic land and we've got both colors, but for now green is all we have. We do have the Dreadknight to play out at least. Let's give it a go. Keep your pants on. No black mana yet, so we'll play out the Dreadknight. With any luck, we'll be able to get in some hits before they play out any men. They crack their fabled passage and go get a mountain. A badger mole cub. That's not a real surprise there. It's all the rage on Arena these days. We pull a forest off the top, and that will enable the black mana from our lands. We'll crater the cub and send him off to an early grave. Then we can swing in for damages. Bro, damages. They tap out for a claim territory and they'll fetch out a pair of forests and get one of those in play. That almost makes me wish we'd included some of those in our deck. We get another Verge. We're one more mana away from being able to play out the Dark Knight. They drop in a Toph. Earthbending plus dragons could be quite a team up. We draw a removal that will have to be our play that will let us continue getting in for damages. Toph is not Toph enough. A dragon-back assault, that's their gimmick. I'm impressed. Well, let's face it, not really that impressed. We draw a Horn of Plenty, that's our 5th mana, and we can play it out and follow up with Dread Whispers for another card. They send it, and we'll be taking all these damages. They've got lethality on board. We're going to need an untapped land to have a chance. The Dark Knight alone might not be enough. They play out a Smelf, but don't have another land to add to their dragons. We draw a removal. The only thing we can do is play out the Dark Knight. Get in there, bro. They send it right away. Thanks to them blanking on lands, we'll get to see another turn. We'll block a dragon and take 9 damage, but gain 4 from our Dark Knight. And when he dies, the Dark Knight turns into our 6th land. Amazingly enough, we're still in this. We draw a 2nd Dread Knight, and he'll be part of our surprise package. We'll drop in at instant speed. They send it, and now is when we'll fire off the surprise. How could you not like an instant Voldemort and Dread Knight? We'll block up. 6 damages will get through, but we're also gaining 9 life. They drop in a blocker with reach. We'll snipe it with our removal, and that will be GG's. No, wait. They snipe our Dreadknight. They will get to see another turn. First thing is first, we'll snipe their blocker. We want to force through damage whichever way we can. Looks like we can use their own removal to take out their dragon token, or we can use it to end their smelfs. I prefer taking out the big guy. Let's clear it out. We can drop in their men, then send in Voldemort for beatings. A pair of smelfs and 2 cards is all they have to try to get us down to 0 from 14 life. Good luck to you, sir. They fire off a shared roots to fetch a land, which will get them a dragon token. They will need another 2 dragons if they wish to block. 1 is not going to be enough. They were not able to present more blockers for our Voldemort. That's too bad. We'll clear out their dragon token and hammer that life total down to less than 0. They give us the GGs. That's exactly what it is. Extra surprise Voldemort cheese. This is Shadow in apartment 671. She likes green but is probably playing mono white. We get another shuffler special, but at least this one does have at least 1 of each color. We have removals we can fire off and a Dreadknight for a draw. Keep your pants on. We draw our 3rd land right away. We won't be getting stuck on 2 at least. They plop down a Sarkhan, the little dragon guy. And they reveal a Conqueror to get a treasure token. It's time to end Sarkhan's time on this board. It's been nice knowing you, bro. Apparently Sarkhan can enter the avatar state that will let him survive. For now. They squeeze out their Conqueror they showed us earlier. Sarkhan loves it and gets some performance-enhancing candy. Is it juicy fruit flavored? I like juicy fruit. Sarkhan has got to go. We're gonna miss you, bro. Don't forget to write. They play out an authority. It's a solid card. Unfortunately for them, we're not planning on dropping 30 men on this beautiful space board. As much as I'd like to draw with the Dread Whispers, we'll need 3 mana for one of our removals. Let's hold what we got. Conquerors come in pairs. We'll snipe the first one before the second one shows up. We've popped 1 pimple, and we have 1 left to pop. Their last card is a pump spell that also gives haste. It's a surprise, but now they're out of ammo. Our Surveil land shows us a swamp on top. We'll keep it as that's the 6th mana. For now, we'll pop this last pimple. Now all they've got is top decks. Good luck, bro. Have fun with that. They drew a land, but so will we. The difference is, our land will enable our big play while theirs was useless. They draw something they don't want to play out. Performance-enhancing candy, probably. Anyways, it's time for our surprise. They may gain a pair of life, but will only need a pair of turns to crater their life total. They must have drawn more creature pump. That's GG's. Extra cheese. This is Baldur. His gate is more famous than him. Hey bro, nice boob armor you got. We get yet another 2-lander. This is getting annoying. Nothing wrong with the shuffler, nope, not at all. We do have a draw thanks to our Dreadknight, and any third land gets us the green Overlord. Keep your hopes up. We'll fire off the Dread Whispers. We could really use a third land before panic sets in. And we get one. That's a relief. They hit us with an intimidation tactics and they'll have a decision to make. The green Overlord or Voldemort. They take Voldemort from us, but that leaves us with the green Overlord. With the green Overlord generating a land for us, we're only 2 more mana away from being able to fire off the surprise, although now we'll need more men. They play out a siege. It really doesn't matter what they name. We'll be sending that back with our parting. This dish is cold, sir. Don't disappoint me this way again. They play out a Drowner that will keep our Dreadknight tied up for a turn. We draw another Voldemort. And we have the ability to surprise. They send in their drowning victim. It has vigilance, so why not? They surprise us with a curiosity before damages. This will give them a draw if they land a hit with their Drowner. Let's snipe their attacker, and we'll not worry about it. We could bring in Voldemort, but let's see about doing that if they try to attack in with their curiosity on their next turn. Plus, we'd like to draw into another one of our men to get the full 2 men on board at instant speed. I don't think they'll block. We really don't want them to. Let's send it in and find out. They take the hit. It's all going according to plan. They snipe our Overlord, but that's fine. They tap out and follow up with another Drowner. And now we're pretty sure they'll be sending in their curiosity. It's hard taking the hit, but we really want the full value with the surprise. Our Surveil land shows us a horn of plenty on top. We'll keep it. A source of life gain can only frustrate them further. We gain nothing by firing off our surprise. We need to wait. They send in both of their men and we've waited long enough. Let's fire off the surprise. We even have enough mana now to pay for hexproof and indestructible. That little hitch does let us know we caught them by surprise. They fire off a trick, but that doesn't do anything. We're still blocking their curiosity, and that will be coming over to our side. Let's get the Cornucopia down and we'll follow up with their curiosity. Then we'll get in there with Voldemort. They block with one of their fairy tokens. Our life total is getting to the point where they will struggle to get it below 20. They activate their monastery for an extra card. They are grasping for extra plays. They send their team, all 3 men. And the firebending gives them some extra mana to fire off the trick they exiled with the monastery. They get to tap down a pair of blockers while getting a fresh set of 4 fairy tokens they can use to block Voldemort. While all that looks pretty good, they forgot about our manland. We'll play out their Lord Azula, then we'll follow up with the other trick. Their stuff belongs to us now. And that's all they can handle. It's GG's, stolen cards cheese. This is Omni-Man. No, wait, it's Omni-Nix. We finally get a 3-lander to start. We've got a couple of our early ramp cards along with a surprise and a Voldemort. Let's go for it. Keep your pants on. We draw a removal, but the opponent doesn't seem interested in playing out men. It's time to see if they are packing counters. We'll go with a Horn of Plenty. We landed our first Cornucopia. Let's see if we can get the second one down. The more mana we have, the less effective their tax counters will be. If they have any. They make a sushi, but we can gain 2 life per turn. They're going to need an army of California rolls to do us in. They hit their own sushi with a bounce. Just when you thought you'd seen everything. We'll impending out our Overlord. We could pay full price, but I like leaving mana open. And it's a good thing we did. They make another sushi. We'll snipe it with our Virtue, since they made the mistake to do that during our first main phase. They play out a mural. It's like an expensive poor man's synthesizer. They did tap out to play it, so we're free to go with whatever we'd like. Let's bring down the Dark Knight. If they have a sweeper, we will have not lost a thing. They play out another mural. They really are trying to play this game with those. They send it, but we're taking the hit. We're not trading away our Dark Knight so easily. Let's send the Dark Knight. We'll force them to toss a card, and the damages will be starting to pile up. They play out a planetarium, once again tapping out to make a play. While it could be a problem, they have no way to activate it this turn. They send it and will fire off our surprise. It's like when someone you don't like shows up at your house uninvited. Instead of taking 8, we'll be gaining 5. The best thing to do here is to activate the manland and get in for lethality. But we'll rob them of their toy and use their own cards against them. At this point, even a sweeper will not save them. That won't do it either. That's GG's, extra cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.